Some things are built to last. Tested by the elements, proven by time, engineered for whatever comes next. Summertown Metals. Strength in every storm. Building dreams that last.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather at noon.
Well, good Wednesday afternoon, everybody. Taylor Plott here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center with a look at your latest forecast. We expect showers and storms to develop. Matter of fact, they're already developing a little bit. I'll show you the radar here very, very shortly. I don't anticipate today stuff that happened yesterday across parts of southern Madison County. We had a couple of possible tornadoes that touched down across those areas, even northern Morgan County. I don't expect that today. But again, we'll keep a very close eye on any storm that develops today. In case one of them tries to misbehave, we'll be the first ones on here in case that does happen. But again, I want to emphasize that we don't really anticipate what happened yesterday to happen today. Your weekend forecast, so everybody's looking forward to the weekend, looking pretty nice out there for Saturday. What about Sunday? I have more on that coming up very, very shortly. First off, let me take you over to the radar here. If I can pop it up, there it goes right there. Here's a live look at our live Viper radar here coming from the high top NEXRAD, showing just a few showers that are trying to develop across parts of the I-65 corridor. A little bit of a moderate shower here just to the northeast of Lewisburg, between Lewisburg and Shelbyville. Nothing too substantial there. A little bit of a brief shower crossing Interstate 65 near that near that Highway 64 intersection, that exit right there for Pulaski and Fayetteville. Everywhere else, it's not looking too bad right now. We're still watching to see what tries to develop later on this afternoon and evening. There will be more showers and storms that get going, but the good news is the coverage is not going to be overly widespread. We really expect things to just maintain a isolated to widely scattered shower and storm type of kind of overall coverage, if you will. Things change, though, once we get into your Thursday forecast. I'll have more on that here very, very shortly. All right, let's get you over to Lynx One, and we'll go through your forecast here, starting off with our Arctic Air Skycam network as we hit 12:02 on this Wednesday afternoon, showing a lot of clouds around. You still get a couple of peaks of sun here and there, some blue sky that are trying to creep through across the cloud deck. That will maintain the case. That will still be the case, I should say, as we head throughout your afternoon hours, still looking at widespread clouds. So you're going to bounce between about mostly cloudy to maybe some partly cloudy conditions throughout the majority of the day. Live look here in Lawrenceburg on top of the water tank near the Walmart, 73 degrees with a west wind at 5 miles per hour. Dew point down at 63 degrees, so not feeling too muggy out there. For your Florence area here on the campus of the University of North Alabama, a little bit warmer, 76 degrees with a northwest wind at 2 miles per hour. Actually just updated, 77 now with a southwest wind at 4, and that dew point's at 65, so creeping up just a little bit on that mugginess side of things down here across northwestern Alabama. Your temperatures right now, 81 in Huntsville, 75 in Fayetteville, 73 in Pulaski, 77 in Athens, and 75 degrees down there in Moulton. Radar satellite composite looks like this. We have a trough of low pressure that's pulling away, and that's still going to influence our weather here for today. That's why we still have that scattered shower chance in place today. You notice a lot more storms and clouds off to our southwest. That's what's going to kind of creep into our neck of the woods as we head into your Thursday, and that's going to bring those rain chances back up again to more of those widely, or I should say more numerous than widely scattered for your Thursday. Weather where you live forecast today, everybody generally gets up into the upper 70s and lower 80s. It's still below average for this time of year. Our average is roughly in the mid 80s for this part of May. Hometown forecast looks like this. Southern Tennessee, everybody generally in the upper 70s and lower 80s. 80 in Fayetteville, 80 in Lewisburg, 79 in Lawrenceburg, and 80 degrees in Waynesboro. South of the state line across northern Alabama, more of the same. Maybe a little bit more of the 80-degree range here. 81 in Huntsville and Madison, 82 in Decatur, 81 in Moulton, and 81 degrees over there in Muscle Shoals. Your forecast for tomorrow, kind of more of the same as expected temperature-wise. Rain chance-wise, you see there, it goes right back up again to kind of those scattered to widespread percentages. And still, temperatures generally in the upper 70s to around 80 degrees. All right, let's walk through this with your Futurecast using the HRRR model this afternoon, showing those kind of isolated showers and storms trying to get going. Again, I don't expect the coverage to be widespread. Really, we're only looking about a 20 to 30% chance of rain today. So most places will end up being dry today. You're just going to be seeing a lot of those clouds stick around. Once we head into your evening hours, still hanging on to some of that shower and storm activity overnight tonight. Still hanging on to those clouds. We lose the showers and storms until we get into the early morning hours on your Thursday, and then into midday on Thursday, probably already seeing some showers and storms around. Now, the question that is going to pop up for your Thursday is we have a little bit more wind shear to work with. It's not overly strong, but it is enough that we will have to watch any of those storms that develop during the afternoon and evening. If they do end up having some of that low-level rotation again, we know what happened yesterday. We know what happened on Sunday in Jackson County. That's just out of our viewing area. They had a tornado there. So if there was to be another day that there could end up being a very low-wind tornado threat that tries to materialize, it would end up being your Thursday. So we'll watch the radar very closely Thursday afternoon and evening. Showers and storms expected to blow on through. Another round could be moving through during the late evening hours. And then the good news is, once we get into Friday morning, you see all the shower and storm activity here. Well, that's going to be the back end of a cold front that's going to be moving on through, and that's going to finally end our rain chances, at least for a couple of days, at least the higher end rain chances, I should say. As you see here, that 40% on your Friday is mainly during the morning hours. Once we get into the afternoon, I think that bumps down to about 20%. And then just hanging on to a very, very slight chance of showers and storms for your Saturday. I think most places end up being A-OK with a lot of sunshine for your Saturday. Once we get into your Sunday, just some isolated to widely scattered showers and storms are possible, and then we're still hanging on to just those lower end rain chances. So it's nice to see not as much 80, 70, even 90% chances of rain on the board. It's starting to get on the lower end of things. How about going to the beach? If you're going to the beach this weekend, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Gulf Shores looking here Saturday and Sunday, 84 degrees on Sunday. Same thing for the Florida Panhandle, low to mid 80s. So if you're heading to Destin, Fort Walton Beach, maybe down to Panama City Beach, you're going to be looking fantastic forecast-wise down there with temperatures in the mid-80s. Unfortunately, the water temperature is still kind of on the cooler end of things, but that's going to change, of course, as we head later into our summer months. Here's your 7-day forecast. Again, the bulk of the rain and storm activity is going to end up being Thursday during the day, then overnight Thursday going into your Friday morning. Friday afternoon looks mostly dry. Can't completely rule out a shower. That's why I say that PM shower question mark there. Can't completely rule one out. Saturday is looking fantastic. Abundant sunshine, temperatures in the low 80s. Small chance of rain and storms Sunday. Then we're back to drier weather Monday and Tuesday. Temperatures finally get back up towards that average area, getting up to 85 degrees on Tuesday. That's your latest forecast here from the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. Fred Gossage will be in at 5 p.m. to have another update on your forecast. Until then, I hope everybody has a fantastic Wednesday afternoon.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.